Someone asked me, does balancing blood sugar contribute to reducing inflammation? And the answer is absolutely. And I've explained the mechanism of how this works before, but when you have, generally speaking, higher blood sugar because you're eating foods that are too high in sugar or carbohydrates, you will end up having to produce more insulin to manage that. And as your insulin is elevated, you will produce more inflammatory intermediates. So, one of the quickest ways to reduce inflammation in the body is to go onto a low carbohydrate, maybe no sugar diet. So, if you can pull your grams of carbohydrates down and pull refined sugars completely out of your diet, you will find very quickly the inflammation in your body diminishes. The person also asks, like, what other things are involved in inflammation in the body? And I would say having a healthy microbiome is important. So again, this goes back to the diet, because if you're eating a lot of carbohydrates, you're going to skew your microbiome to favor the growth of yeast and other types of organisms that are going to provoke an immune response eventually, and that can generate inflammation in the body. So having a diet is protein, fats, and lots of vegetables. And if you are including carbohydrates, you're limiting those to complex carbohydrates. You will establish a more diversified, healthy microbiome, and that will reduce inflammation in the body. The other factors that contribute to inflammation are how healthy your adrenal glands are. So if you are finding that you're oftentimes fatigued and you get wiped out by stress or exertion, you're having a hard time keeping your blood sugar balance, you feel lightheaded upon standing, you have lots of allergies and lots of inflammation in the body, more than likely you have some adrenal fatigue. And ideally, you would see a doctor that could test you for that and treat you appropriately. But, suffice it to say, there's certain things you can do on your own. If you have the type of adrenal fatigue that's a low energy kind of adrenal fatigue, and you're not that prone to feeling overly revved up or anxious, you can work with adrenal glandulars, because they provide the nutritional building blocks needed to repair your adrenal glands. And often with time, you will find that your adrenal cortical hormones start to manage inflammation better in the body and modulate your immune system so it's less pro-inflammatory. If you have a kind of a type of adrenal fatigue that is associated with feeling easily overstimulated and overly revved up, you might do better with adrenal adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha or rhodiola or cordyceps or something like that. And so hopefully all those tips will help you to know that there's so much you can do if you have inflammation in the body. But starting with balancing your blood sugar by reducing carbohydrates and sugar intake is one of the most powerful things that you can do.